What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Q&A. So I asked you guys on all three of our Instagrams to ask us some questions for me to answer, so that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. You guys did send in quite a few questions, so I do apologize if for some reason I missed your question, but I will try to get through all of them. First question is, who is smarter, Larsey or Coba J? Probably Larsey, because Larsey's older than Coba, so just because of age. Mom or dad? Larsey would say dad and Coba would say mom. I mean, they both are very attached to both of us, love us both very much, but Larsey is definitely a daddy's girl and Coba is up my ass 24/7. She is such a huge mommy's girl. How much does Larsey weigh? Larsey is just over a year and a half. She was born in October. I'm filming this in July, so she'll be 2 in a couple months, which is depressing. I didn't even want to think about that. But she weighs 54 pounds, so she is pretty small, but her mom is also pretty small. How much exercise outdoor do they get in a day? It depends. On Mondays are my really late days, so they don't get any exercise outdoor usually ever on a Monday, just because by the time I get home, then I do their training, and then we eat, and then go outside, go potty, and it's literally bedtime. Every day other than that, we usually go for a walk. I mean, I might miss a day going for a walk here or there, but usually we get at least an hour in. Because I am training, especially for Larsey's Canine Good Citizen right now, sometimes, a lot of times, I spend 3 hours a day walking. So I'll take one dog, go out, go for a walk, do our training, and I'll come back, grab that other one, and I mean, between drive time and everything, it is usually like 3 hours. How do you keep your pup's sanitary area clean on a daily basis? The girls go to the groomer every 8 weeks, and the girls are actually at the groomer right now, which is why I'm filming in my car. If you guys haven't noticed, every time they go to the groomer, I have my little me time. This is when I do videos in my car. This is what I do in my free time. And when they go to the groomer, they always get a sanitary cut, which is basically just trimming around their privates, so that way when they go potty, their hair's not in the way, so it doesn't get as messy and dirty. But I do also have like wipes. It's basically like baby wipes but for dogs, so whenever I'm brushing them out before bedtime, I always check and see how it looks, and it looks kind of gross. I would just take some wipes and just kind of wipe it up and clean it up. And I also just, in between like the grooms, I just trim it up so that way the hair doesn't get super long, because it seems like the longer the hair is, the dirtier it gets, but usually if we keep it decently short, then things don't really seem to catch on it as much. What is your biggest mistake you made with Larsey and Coba J? I would say two big mistakes that I made that I wish I could go back and change. I guess I didn't even like think about it until Larsey and Coba started seeing the trainer that we're using right now. I learned so much from them compared to like other people that I've done like little sorts of training with. And the first one is being more of their friend versus more of like a leader role. I am definitely the softie. My husband is definitely the more like strict one when it comes to them and their behavior, and they know that I have a soft spot for them, and I'm not quite as like stern about things as my husband is. And when I learned how much they view me as more of a pack friend than a pack leader, I realized that that's why they probably listened to my husband better than they listened to me. So I wish I would have established myself more as a leader role instead of more of like an equal role. But that is something that I'm working on, and it's getting a lot better. It just would have been easier to do this from the get-go. The second thing is training the girls to greet us politely. When we first got Larsey, when we got home from work and stuff, and she's like jumping all over us, going crazy, we were all excited. We're going crazy, she's going crazy, and we rewarded that behavior. And I just wish we would have not done that, because in my mind I was like, okay, well, she can do that to us, but then around other people we're going to make sure she doesn't do that. Well, I didn't realize that with dogs it's not black and white like it would be with humans, so if she does that for us, she's going to assume that's what she's supposed to do for every human she greets, and that's not the case. So now trying to untrain them to not act that way is very difficult, because for Larsey's whole life, that's what she did. So now every single time like we get home, like we'll make them sit, we make them stay down, we don't let them jump on us, and we haven't for a long time. But having them sit and greet people politely and not try to get up to jump has been a big transition, and I feel bad because it's not their fault, it's my fault, because we allowed that and we rewarded that behavior without realizing that's what we were doing. So like Larsey taking your Canine Good Citizen course right now to take her test, that's the biggest thing that she struggles with, and again, it's because of me. Best tip for counter surfing. I don't have any issues with that, so I don't have any tips for that. I don't like leave anything out. They don't steal things off the counters, so unfortunately I don't have any advice for that because I don't luckily have an issue with it. What is Larsey's grooming routine / system? Like twice a month, once every 2 months? Yes, love you. Love you, and we appreciate your support. We see you on the page all the time and love your pup. So the girls, like I said, go to the groomer every 8 weeks. So it's every 8th Wednesday. We always go on Wednesdays, and they do their nails, they do their paws, they do the sanitary areas, they do de-shedding treatment, they do the bath, they dry them, they do their ears, they do like their flailies, their tail, like a all-around trim. I have them do their anal glands. I travel a ways for our groomer because I love her so much, and she's very particular about what she does, and you can tell, just like really loves the animals that come to her. And I feel like if you're not making my dog feel like it's the best thing in the world, I don't want my dog going there, because I want you to love and care for my dog just as much as I would if I was there. So I want them to be comfortable and have a great experience, which they always do, but they always come home with a new bandana, which is really fun. And they have like their pictures taken. She has like a different backdrop for every different like season, holiday, whatever, and then the bandanas always coordinate with that as well. And it's really cool because I never know what we're going to get, and Larsey and Coba always get different ones. So it's really fun, it's really nice, and they just, a bunch of little added touches make such a big difference. What changes did you notice in Larsey after her first heat cycle? So Larsey never had a heat cycle because when we got her spayed, the recommendations at that time were to have her spayed around 6 months. So we had her spayed right before she turned 7 months. And so yeah, she never went through a heat cycle. But with Coba, I called to schedule her spay, and they said that the current recommendations now for her would be to wait closer to a year. So Coba will turn a year at the very beginning of December, and her spay is in November. So that way I'm hoping she'll be recovered and hopefully like back to normal by the time her birthday comes around, so we can actually have fun and celebrate on her birthday. Coba might go into heat before her spay, and if she does, that would be my first experience with it, so I'm not really sure what to expect just because I haven't experienced it. I did with our Shih Tzu growing up, but I mean, that was like 20 years ago, so I don't really remember much about it. How many hours do they sleep in a day? So the girls go to bed with us, and they sleep 7 to 8 hours there. Plus, when we go to work, they sleep in their crate. I have a camera to watch them, and I always like check on them to see what they're doing when I can, and usually they're just laying there sleeping. And then when we come home, they'll like play around, and then they'll nap again. So I probably would say they sleep like 16 hours a day. It just obviously depends on our schedules, depending on what day of the week it is. Do they get treats every day? They do. If you didn't watch our morning routine video, for their breakfast, they get a bone that says their name on it every single morning on their breakfast. And that's technically a dog treat. It's all organic. There's only 3 ingredients. It's healthy, but they do get that treat guaranteed every single day with their breakfast. Other than that, I don't really give them treats much anymore, just because with Larsey, again, training for her Canine Good Citizen, you can't use treats on the test. So I'm trying very hard to not use treats at all, just so that way come test day, she's used to not getting treats. But I mean, randomly when I'm doing training, just basic training around the house or something, I will give them treats then. Do you prefer them to be on a harness or collar? It depends. I mean, usually they are on a harness. I mean, when we're at home, they're on the regular Wild One harnesses, like when we're taking them outside and stuff. If we're going walking, then they're always on a harness. Larsey is on our Easy Walk harness. If we're doing training, then they're on a collar. So I have their regular collars, but I also have a martingale, I have a Star Mark collar, and I have a vibrating collar and one that beeps. And sometimes when I'm walking them too, I will have them wear their harness plus their collar that just has their tags on it, just in case they were to slip out of it. They have some type of ID on them. When you first got Larsey, how were her first nights with you? Larsey was tough. Larsey was also our first dog, so I mean, we weren't like 100% sure on what to expect, what to do, whatever. It was all totally new to us. She cried all night for the first couple of nights, and it was very difficult because it just, yeah. It got better, obviously. It didn't last forever. We ended up getting a snuggle puppy, which, if you've been following us, you know that we are huge snuggle puppy fans, and that was a huge help for her to actually sleep through the night. It was rough. Coba was much easier when we first got her than Larsey was. Do you plan on getting another Golden Retriever in the future? Will you get a boy? I like having girl dogs, and so does my husband, so I mean, I'm not like against having a boy dog. Like, I'm not like, oh, anti-boy or anything. It's just I like having girls. But as far as getting another Golden Retriever in the future, absolutely. I love having Goldens. Obviously, they're basically all I know, but I just think they're great dogs. They're very lovable, they're very smart, and they're easy to train. What food are they eating, and what are their favorite treats? So Larsey eats Royal Canin Golden Retriever adult food, and Coba J eats Royal Canin Golden Retriever puppy food. So she will be on that until she's 15 months old, and then they'll be on the same thing. They get the silver carp from Chippin in their food, so I just put little pieces inside of there, but that's actually dog food. But their favorite like treats, they love Chippin, which is one of my favorite companies ever, and also they really love their Pips treats. That's the bone that says their name on them, so I'd say those two are definitely their favorites. They also love peanut butter, anything with peanut butter, any berries. They go crazy over berries and peanut butter. How many pounds are both of the pups? Coba is 38.6 I think right now, and Larsey is 54. How do you keep your pups cool on hot summer days? Ice cubes. The girls love ice cubes and lots and lots and lots of water. If we're going hiking on a really hot day, I always bring extra water, and I make sure that we take a lot of frequent stops. And I actually told my husband I'm thinking about getting a spray bottle to take with us so that I can like spray them to cool them off as well. Sometimes I'll just take the water and I'll pour water on their paws to help cool them down too. But usually on like super hot days, we only hike like in the woods. We won't walk obviously on pavement or anything, but I try to keep them in more shaded areas. But if we're just chilling at home, then like I said, I will give them ice cubes, or I'll make popsicles, or I will like fill up their binky kongs with peanut butter, and it's frozen, so that'll kind of cool them off too. Will you ever get a male golden retriever? Yeah, I mean, I would. I don't plan on getting any more dogs at this moment, but like I said, I'm not against it. What's the best toy to occupy you when you're a puppy? They like things that they can chew on. They liked their Nylabones. They liked anything from Kong. They like anything that is like interactive, like the Kong shell when you put treats inside of it and they have to like keep pushing it around to get the treats out. Anything like that that keeps them like mentally stimulated and occupied is really helpful. Do you want another dog in the future? Yeah, I definitely would want another dog in the future. I don't want another dog right now. I think 2 is plenty, and honestly, I want to make sure that I can give them the best life that I could possibly give them. And I feel like if I had more than 2 dogs right now, I wouldn't be able to split my attention and my energy and my love as much evenly. So I like having just the 2. And like, I know this sounds maybe stupid, but like when we're sitting on the couch and we're snuggling and just like hanging out, I like that I have 2 hands, one for each pup, to pet them and like give them attention. And if we had another dog, I'm out of hands. Would you ever get a 3rd dog or a golden? I would never get a 3rd dog. I have no intentions on having 3 dogs, just for the reasons that I just mentioned. I would definitely like to get another dog at some point. I would like to get another golden, or I'd like to get a golden wiener. It looks just like a golden retriever, but it's like short little stubby legs. Or I'd want to get a liver Dalmatian. I think that liver Dalmatians are so freaking beautiful. And that's all the questions that you guys sent in. So hopefully, like I said, I didn't miss anybody. Some of them were kind of repeats, so I skipped over them. But that's some real life dog mom stuff for you. I'm still not a perfect dog parent, and I never will be. But hopefully, through some of my mistakes or through some of my advice, it is somehow helpful for you. So thanks again for being here and for watching. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give the video a like if you enjoyed this. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.